Good morning. Happy Winning Wednesday. All right, guys. So today we're talking about compassion. We're talking about self compassion. Are you giving yourself a break? Like, are you actually giving yourself compassion? Um, what's really interesting about this is I talk a lot about, especially in my programs, about quantum theory, quantum science, like the way that the world as we know it and as it exists for our, like our the way that we were brought up and programmed and taught to perceive the world is actually very different than what the world actually is, and we have many things at our disposal. We have many options. We have many opportunities, but when we can't really see those opportunities, when we're so programmed to only see certain things, or we think that life is only a certain way, then we fail to see things. And so this is just kind of a rabbit hole that I've been going down, I've been teaching. But the reason I bring that up is because I sent the email about compassion. I recently, like, I have mentors, I have coaches, and we've been talking a lot about compassion. And then one of the channeled messages from somebody else that I followed, coming from the Arcturians, they're talking about compassion. So it's like, okay, like this is all in line. This is totally like what everybody needs to hear. So I love that it's quantum in that way, that all of these things are talking about compassion at the same time. So as I'm like wanting to talk about compassion. So um it's beautiful. Like it's just beautiful, the synchronicities. It's beautiful how the universe works in these ways. Um so when we talk about compassion, like it's 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 one of those things that is very high vibration. It's something that can absolutely transform your relationship with yourself. It's incredibly powerful. It can transform your life. So we as I was talking about like the programming and the filters and like how we're taught to see the world and how we're taught to see society, like we're essentially they would like for us to be like these little worker bees, like falling into line, not speaking up, not questioning authority, right? um and to question yourself. Like we're taught to question ourselves. Where this is like thinking about from when you were young and answering a question in class that the teacher asks and getting it wrong, and then you question yourself. You question like, oh well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm always going to be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't speak up anymore. So like it starts to get, especially in school years, as you're starting to learn to behave and sit down and shut up, right? Like these are things that again, it's programmed into you, and this could even start before school, like with your parents wanting you to be like a good little boy or good little girl, right? um and that you shouldn't scream inside the house, or you shouldn't have fun before bed, or like whatever it is, like sit at the dinner table and like finish your food. Like we question ourselves even with the food. Like um we're told to clean off our plates, right? Like don't leave a single bite behind. Like then your body is cueing you to stop eating because it's full, but somebody is telling you that you can't go have dessert or like go play until you finish your food, until you finish your plate of food. So then you question your body signals, your intuition even. Like So then what that does is when you're older, then you can't stop yourself from eating because you may be full and your body is saying you're full, but you're like, no, I have to clean my plate, or no, I'm still hungry. Like you essentially are overriding everything that your body knows to do already to do, like overriding your senses. Like again, when I say like everybody knows how to heal themselves, everybody has the answers already inside of them. Like we were born with this. We were born with, you know, knowledge. We were born with body programming that knows how to function, how to survive. But it's like everything that we get fed from, again, like caretakers and teachers and peers, like these things start to override what we know actually to do. So and I also talk about too, like we forget how to breathe around school years too, because essentially coming out of the womb we know to breathe into our belly and then into our chest, but when we go into school, like we start to get anxiety about things again, like being called on and having the wrong answer or being made fun of, or like not having any friends. These are things that cause anxiety, so we start to then like hold our breath or breathe into our upper chest. So we start to become dysfunctional in that way. That is a dysfunctional, like it creates our nervous systems to be dysfunctional. We're not getting enough oxygen. We're getting burnt out. Like our all of these things are starting to override all of our natural body cues, our natural body senses. So when we're doubting ourselves, we're doubting that we know what to do, we doubt that we have the knowledge, we doubt that we know how to breathe, and we doubt that we know how to eat, like all of these things, you know, again, we think that we don't have that knowledge, but we actually really do. And what I want to offer you is that again, you do know what to do, but also you didn't know what you didn't know. Like, you didn't know that you could heal yourself. You didn't know that you could actually say no to somebody. You didn't know that you are actually more important, the most important person to you. Like, something that I was told when I was young is that the universe doesn't revolve around you, right? Like, but actually it does. Like, I was taught to be more compassionate to my neighbor, be more compassionate to other people, like think about them, think about their feelings, right? But what about mine, right? So when you know, like, that, it's not necessarily wrong, like how you were taught. Like, yes, we should care about other people, yes, but not above yourself. And I know that's kind of like that goes against the grain, especially like with a lot of like healthcare workers or people pleasers, right? Like we're so ingrained with like we have to take care of others, right? Or parents, right? Like you're so focused on that little kid getting everything that they need, right? So we forget about ourselves. And again, it's not wrong. It's not bad, but this is our opportunity to go back, like to go back and change it. This is our opportunity to offer ourselves healing. This is our opportunity to offer ourselves kindness and understanding. So ask yourself this, like, how often do you offer yourself kindness and understanding? How often do you offer it to others? How often do you offer kindness and understanding to others, but then turn around and beat yourself up for every perceived flaw or mistake? Like, we all have that inner critic in our head. Like, it's one of the four main voices. We are our own harshest critics because we would not say some of the things to other people that we would say to ourselves. Like, if your best friend was crying over, like this massive breakup or divorce or, whatever, like this person hurt them and completely like obliterated their lives in their eyes, and they're sitting there crying, you wouldn't be like, well, you're an idiot. Like, why would you trust him? You're stupid. Like, no, nobody would say that out loud, right? But we'd say that to ourselves, right? We're constantly replaying the past, all the past events. Like, we have evidence that we are stupid, right? Dwelling on our regrets. We're judging ourselves for not being perfect. And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. But I want you to know, like, the most loving and healing thing that you can do for yourself and for that little kid inside of you, that little girl or boy, like, the most loving thing you can do is give yourself compassion. To have your mistakes and still love yourself anyways. Look at things from a different perspective. Like, if you did something that you're not proud of, but you had a friend that did the same thing, how would you speak to that friend? Like, to comfort them. Can you speak that way to you? Can you imagine maybe that your friend is speaking to you? So when you start to change the narrative that's going on in your head, to even like, and I will preface this because I've gone 41 years with this negative narrative going on in my head, and it takes work. It does take work to actually change it, and it still pops up. So if I get a negative thought, I have the opportunity to either dwell in that thought, have more thoughts like that, continue letting it just ruminate and cycle through me and create like a visceral bodily response, such as like anxiety or panic attacks, right? Or I can choose to think another thought. I can choose, well, that thought's not helpful. Like, what can I think instead? Like, how can I look at this in a different perspective? How would I talk to my friend if this was the same thought they were having? And change that narrative. It takes practice because, gosh, we have 80,000 thoughts that run through our head every day. But if that's hard, if that seems really hard to you to change your thoughts, to actually offer yourself compassion, what if you looked at yourself as your child self, the little one inside, the younger version of you who experienced the world with such vulnerability, who didn't have all the answers? They were just doing their best, the best they could with what they knew. And so are you. So how would you talk to your child self? How would you talk to a child regarding this situation? Like, yes, like if you slept with somebody that you didn't want to sleep with, right? Like, you wouldn't say that to a child, right? But what is the deeper feeling that's going on there? Like, what is the feeling that again, like, made you feel like you wanted to sleep with that person? Was it needing to be valued for a second, or belonging, or because they looked at you in a way that other people haven't looked at you and it made you feel special? What did your child need? So again, like you're shaped by your experiences, you're shaped by, all the things that you were told, the things that happened, like every challenge, every setback, that mistake, that's all contributed to who you are today. Like without those things, you wouldn't be that person, the person you are, the person that's seeking answers now. Because every mistake, every experience, every program thing that you were told, they're valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. Because again, like if we didn't have the contrast in life and we thought everything was like perfect and beautiful and everything came easily and we just had all this money and joy and experiences, like would we appreciate it? Like would we even know what happiness was? Like because we were happy all the time, like we wouldn't know. So if we had everything that we ever wanted, like that would be pretty boring, A. And because we didn't know the contrast, we wouldn't know to be happy, if that makes sense. So anything that you deeply regret, like even moments where you feel you might have like hurt someone else, like again, they're part of your story and they don't define your worth. Like everybody is an inherent worthy being coming out of the womb. Like we have everything that, like we're basically like a little soul spark, right? Like when we're babies, we have absolutely everything. We love ourselves. We love our ears and our toes and the world and seeing all the things. And somewhere along the way, we forget that we're those little soul spark beings. That we think that we're not worthy anymore. But we're born worthy. We've always been worthy. Worthy is not a it's not defined by how smart you are or how successful you are or how much money you have. Like you're worthy because you're here. You're worthy because you are alive. Every single human, every single being is worthy. So this is where it's time to release the burden of self-judgment, embrace the power of forgiveness. Again, I sent that ritual by email, like the ritual I do every now and again, where I'm connecting with my inner child. I'm offering compassion for the things that I didn't know at the time. Because again, like I was operating at a scarcity mindset, like in a fight or flight response. Some of the things that and mistakes I've made, and probably you too, are based on like again, like I if you saw any of my other posts, I almost drowned as a kid. So some of the situations that came up, some of the events that have happened made me feel like I was drowning, but I didn't really know, you know, I didn't really piece together until later in life, like why I was having panic attacks to where I felt like I couldn't breathe. So again, like all of these things that we're operating from this fight or flight response, like making rash decisions, making a mistake. It's an operation from I want to live, or like you're equating it to like if I don't do this right now, I'm gonna die, like, or something really bad's gonna happen. So can you forgive yourself for what you didn't know? Forgive yourself for acting out of, you know, irrational fears, right? For the choices you made with limited understanding. At 16, I didn't know half the shit I know now, right? So all those times you acted out of fear and pain and desperation. Like, forgive yourself for not being perfect. Forgive yourself for not having all the knowledge at that time. Forgive yourself for being human. Because you're learning, you're evolving at every point. You deserve the same compassion and empathy that you offer someone else. So take a deep breath, put your hand on your heart, whisper to yourself, like, I forgive you. I am enough. I love you. And let that message sink in. Let it soothe your wounds. So when you're giving yourself compassion, again, it's a high vibrational state. You're creating a space for healing. You're calling in things that are on that high vibrational space. And that actually gives you more strength. I have a lot of clients that they're afraid to cry because it's seen as weak. It's not weak. It's actually one of the most courageous things that you can do. So pave your way. Brighter, more fulfilling future. And if you don't already know, this Saturday I'm doing a free event where we're going to give ourselves some compassion. We're doing a down regulation breath class and energy clearing. So I'm expecting this to go between an hour and hour and a half. And I'm doing this on Saturday at 4 p.m. Central. And it's totally free. All you have to do is show up with some headphones and in a space where you're not going to be bothered, like on Zoom. Anywhere in the world, you can do it. And this is my offering to my community, because we all deserve compassion. So I really hope you guys join me. I will post the link for the registration in the comments so that I have both an event page on Facebook and also a registration through Zoom so that you get the emails. So definitely sign up for that. I hope to see you all there. Whether you're a female or not, like, invite your friends. But I really hope that you join me because, again, it makes me happy to be able to deliver something and allow people to really see their inner child, see their inner healing, see their how they can give themselves compassion. So I appreciate you all. Have an amazing rest of your week. And again, I hope to see you Saturday if you don't already have plans. But again, love you.